What up, everybody? James Keller with Keller Outdoors and QC Lure Works. I've got a bait for you. As you can imagine in the thumbnail, this new bait is going to be called the Guillotine. For many, many years, I trained in mixed martial arts, basically Muay Thai, kickboxing, and jiu-jitsu. And I have a love and a passion for MMA and watching the fights, UFC, all that kind of thing. So some of these baits, where their names are going to come from, is MMA themed type baits. And I've got a bait that I have been working on in conjunction or in collaboration with QC Lure Works for a little while now. My old partner and I, well, he's still my friend and we still fish together occasionally, James Hudson. Some time back, we began taking swim baits and just flipping them. We would flip them, and so you could swim them like everybody else does, but we'd also flip them into like a tree or anywhere you would flip a beaver or a crawl or any of that kind of subject, whatever. We would flip swim baits in there, 5-6 inch swim baits. We'd flip them. We found that we could go behind people that were flipping all the other normal baits and get bit. But I always wanted a bait that was this like a grub, like a striking rage grub or menace grub or whatever it's called. But I wanted a swim bait that was a little bit smaller profile, so I could still get bit behind people, but still be having that profile that we were getting bit on. And so I challenged Shane with QC Lure Works to come up with a bait that was grub in the body, but still had a paddle tail on the end of it. And we've done exactly just that. Without further ado, this is it. So this is the Guillotine. So this is a grub style. If you can see, it's super thick. So from this part of the tail here to the end, it's thick but short like a grub. And then we've got the tail, the paddle tail on the end, and it's a little bit longer, almost like a swimming worm. This is gonna have many applications. I want it specifically for flipping, but this would be a great trailer on the back of a swim bait, or a swim jig, or maybe your favorite chatterbait. But you could also swim it just like a swim bait, just a much smaller profile. I don't have one out, so I can't really show you a comparison, but this is, well, I'll tell you what, hold on a second. Let me go grab one. If you can imagine, our jaw jacker is 3.8 inches. The jaw jacker swim bait that we have at QC Lure Works. Now the grub is about that same size, but you'll notice the difference. I'm going to turn the camera around here. You'll notice the difference as these are ribbed. Okay, the jaw jacker is ribbed, just like a lot of your swim baits nowadays. Your soft plastic swim baits are ribbed, whereas this grub is just a smooth, like a grub, like a grub with the crawls on the end of it, or or whatever it be. But it's super thick. It's real thick in the body there. And so if you can imagine, that there, and then here's your typical, your typical swim bait. And this is what we used to flip right here. Lighting's not super great. This is what we used to flip right here. But sometimes that's just a little too big, and I wanted something that was more like a grub. And so that's what we came out with. I'm super pumped about it. Like I said, I love flipping a swim bait. You can flip the jaw jacker in there too. I just think they get used to the ribbed bodied swim baits and that kind of vibration coming through the water. So I wanted something that was a little bit more subtle, but still had that swimming action. So like if you can imagine you flip into a tree, or let's imagine a tree with bluegills around it, and a bass comes through and scares them. They all kind of scatter and skid out of there. That's what this is going to be designed to do. So you're going to flip it in there and you're going to be popping it through that tree, and it's going to look just like a bluegill trying to get away. So these aren't on the website yet. I'll be using this in the upcoming last VFL of the season, and if you're interested in getting some, get a hold of Shane at QC Lure Works on Facebook or qclureworks.square.site, and shoot him a message, and he can get you some of these, and he can make all kinds of colors, custom colors. What I did was a green, call it blue crawl if you were to get it in a crawl. So it's a green pumpkin, and then it's got blue swirls in it. I also got them in a black and blue swirl, and then just your typical pearl color. Those are the 3 colors that on the river for the most part on any bait that you're going to use. So check it out. I'll be posting updates here coming soon for the last BFL. I need a good, decent tournament. I don't have to do great, but I can't stumble either. A good limit, and I'll be set for the regional and ready to go. So regionals in the Quad Cities this year, which is where I grew up, and I grew up on some of those pools fishing that there aren't any tournaments on. There aren't tournaments on pools 16 and 17, so it doesn't get a lot of fishing pressure. So I'm looking forward to it. But we got pools 13 to 17 available to us. 13's kind of a stretch with 3 locks, but 14 is possible, and then 16, 17, and 15 doesn't play at all. Kind of give you all a little bit of a secret there on that if you're going to the regional. So check it out. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share. I'll be putting this out on Facebook and everything for all the people that follow me there at keller.outdoors at Facebook, and then here on the YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Deuces.